Nigerian Nightmare, Usman!
Do you know what it actually means when someone told you Rome was not built in a day? This is all about one UFC champion with relentless dedication, unshakable passion, and flexible skill, who reached of success. Join me as I share with you the remarkable story of Kamaru Usman, a name that resonates not only in the world of mixed martial arts, but in the hearts of fans. What sets Usman apart? How did he rise to become the first African-born Nigerian to hold the coveted UFC welterweight title? To find answers to these questions, let's unveil the life and career of Kamaru Usman, a man who didn't just arrive at this moment but spent over a decade preparing for it. Kamaru Usman overall stats and skills. Standing tall at 6 feet and weighing in at 170 pounds, he is a force hard to deal with. This 36-year-old fighter is known for his relentless style and is aptly nicknamed the Nigerian Nightmare. What sets him apart is his ability to seamlessly switch stances, keeping his opponents guessing. With an impressive record of 20 wins, including victories against top-notch fighters like Jorge Masvidal and Alexander Yakovlev, Usman's dominance in the welterweight class is nothing short of legendary. He has claimed 9 victories by TKO and displayed his ground game with 1 submission win. Yet, even champions face challenges. Usman has tasted defeat 3 times, notably against Jose Caceres and Leon Edwards. It's a testament to the unforgiving nature of the sport, early life and wrestling career. Born on May 11, 1987, in Nigeria, Kamaru Usman's story begins in West Africa. As a young boy, he dreamt big, but little did he know that his dreams would carry him across continents. Usman's journey to greatness started with a foundation in wrestling. He was a former freestyle wrestler and a graduate of folk-style wrestling. His wrestling prowess would later become a critical factor in his rise to the top. An exemplary path to UFC glory, Usman's journey was marked by milestones and challenges. One of his most significant achievements came in the world of college wrestling. In 2010, he represented the United States in the University World Team, competing predominantly at 84 kilograms. His collegiate career was equally remarkable as he competed at 174 pounds, ultimately securing the 2010 NCAA Division II National Championship. He was a 3-time NCAA D2 All-American and NAIA National Qualifier. These accolades added to the sheer dedication and hard work that paved the way for his success. Now let's look at Kamaru Usman's remarkable journey in the UFC so far, and how it began. Kamaru Usman's official debut. On December 19, 2015, Kamaru Usman had his very first official fight in the UFC. He faced another strong fighter named Leon Edwards at UFC on Fox 17.
Straight, and that doesn't count the 2 victories he had in the house in camp at AK.
The match was full of excitement, and both fighters gave it their all. When the fight ended, the judges had to decide who won. The decision was unanimous, which means everyone agreed. Kamaru Usman won the fight. This special day marked the start of Usman's amazing journey in the UFC. It wasn't just a win, it was a powerful message. It told everyone that a new star had arrived and he was going to be a big deal in the UFC. After that night, Kamaru Usman's name became famous for being really good at fighting, never giving up, and always trying his best. His journey from that first fight to becoming one of the best champions in UFC history is really impressive. Kamaru made 3 straight wins by unanimous decision. In 2016, Kamaru Usman had a fantastic year in the UFC. He had 3 fights and won all of them by unanimous decision. His first fight in 2016 was against Alexander Yakovlev at UFC on Fox 20 on July 23rd. He showed amazing skills in grappling and easily won the fight. The judges all agreed that he was the clear winner.
They want him to try to submit it.
Absolutely, 10 seconds on the... They go the distance.
Later that year, on November 19th at UFC Fight Night 100, Usman fought Warley Alves, who was a tough opponent and had won the TUF Brazil 3 tournament. But Usman was not intimidated. Once again, he won the fight, and the judges gave him the victory.
For the winner, by unanimous decision, Kamaru, the Nigerian Nightmare, Usman.
What's special about Usman's 2016 is that he won all 3 fights by unanimous decision. This means all the judges thought he was the better fighter in each match. This is a big deal in the world of mixed martial arts. Kamaru Usman had 3 wins in a row. In 2017, Kamaru Usman had 3 big wins in a row in the UFC. Imagine a determined young fighter stepping into the fighting ring with a strong desire to win. He faced tough opponents and came out victorious each time. First, on April 8, 2017, at UFC 210, Usman fought against Sean Strickland, who was a former KOTC middleweight champion. Usman won this fight by unanimous decision, showing his smart tactics and strong spirit.
The winner by unanimous decision, Kamaru, the Nigerian Nightmare, Usman.
Then, on September 16, 2017, at UFC Fight Night 116, Usman had a match with Sergio Moraes, who had won 7 fights in a row. Usman surprised everyone by winning in the very first round with a powerful punch, knocking out his opponent. This left the crowd in absolute disbelief.
Declare the winner by knockout, Kamaru, the Nigerian Nightmare, Usman.
In the next fight at UFC Fight Night 124, Usman faced Emil Weber-Meek, who was the Venator FC welterweight champion. Usman's wrestling skills were exceptional, and he dominated the fight. He won again, this time by unanimous decision.
Unanimous decision, Kamaru, the Nigerian Nightmare, Usman.
UFC 245, Kamaru Usman versus Colby Covington. But that was just the beginning. Later that year, on December 14, 2019, Usman faced his longtime rival, Colby Covington, in a championship defense that would go down in history. The battle took place in the vibrant city of Las Vegas, and it was nothing short of epic. In the 5th round, with sheer determination, Usman knocked Covington down not once, but twice. And then, with a series of powerful blows, he sealed the deal, winning by technical knockout. It was a stunning display of skill and resilience, setting a new record in the UFC welterweight division. UFC 261, Kamaru Usman versus Jorge Masvidal. In 2020, Kamaru Usman defended his title for the 2nd time at UFC 261. His opponent, Jorge Masvidal, was tough, but Usman had a plan. Usman was really smart in the fight. He kept Masvidal close, using a move called the clinch. This showed Usman's skill and made it hard for Masvidal. People in the United States were super excited. They watched the fight on TV, and it drew a staggering 1.3 million pay-per-view buys, making it the biggest since UFC 229 back in October 2018. In the end, Usman won and his title was safe. This fight made him famous in MMA. People will talk about it for a long time. Kamaru Usman proved he's a champ in the world of mixed martial arts. UFC 258, Kamaru Usman became record breaker. On February 13, 2021, Kamaru Usman did something really special at UFC 258. He was defending his championship for the 3rd time against BJJ world champion, named Gilbert Burns. His opponent, Gilbert Burns, was a really strong fighter. They both gave their best in the fight.
When Burns lands, it seems to have a little bit more.
In the 3rd round, Usman hit Burns with some really powerful punches, and the fight was stopped. This made Usman the winner. This win was extra special because it broke a big record. Before Usman, a great fighter named Georges St-Pierre, the former UFC welterweight champion, held the record for winning 13 fights in a row in the same weight class. But Usman won 14 fights in a row, breaking that record. Because of his amazing performance, Usman got a bonus to his award for the best performance of the night. UFC 261, Kamaru Usman defended his title for the 4th time. On April 24, 2021, at UFC 261, Kamaru Usman defended his welterweight championship against Jorge Masvidal. It was the 4th time he protected his title. In the second round, Usman knocked out Masvidal, securing his victory and making history. He's the first in UFC to do this 4 times. That's a huge achievement. Usman got a special award for his amazing performance of the night. UFC 268, Kamaru Usman versus Colby Covington 2. On November 6, 2021, he fought against Colby Covington again for the welterweight championship at UFC 268. It was a really exciting match. Guess what? Usman won. He did not just win, he defended his title.
Still the undisputed UFC welterweight champion.
The judges all agreed that he was the winner. UFC 278, Kamaru Usman's first loss in the UFC. In 2022, the tough fighter Kamaru Usman had a big fight. He was facing Leon Edwards again for his 6th title defense at UFC 278 on August 20th, 2022. But something surprising happened. In the 5th round, Usman got knocked out and lost the fight and his championship title. This was the first time he lost in the UFC. This was a really big deal because Usman was known for always winning. Everyone was shocked. It showed that in fighting, you can never be too sure about who will win. Even the strongest fighters can have tough times. After this loss, people wondered what would happen next for Usman. Would he come back even stronger, or would things change in the UFC? UFC 294. Kamaru sets to face Khamzat Chimaev. Get ready for an exciting fight at UFC 294. Kamaru Usman, a strong fighter from Nigeria, will face Khamzat Chimaev from Sweden. Khamzat Chimaev, ranked 4th in welterweight, is moving to middleweight to take on the world's top welterweight, Kamaru Usman. This match was a surprise because of an injury to Paulo Costa. Usman, also known as the Nigerian Nightmare, is moving up to a new weight class after being a champion for a long time, so he is determined to win. But Chimaev is a tough fighter too. This match is going to be really intense. Who do you think will win? What do you think will happen to Kamaru Usman if he loses the fight? Let's know your response in the comments section. Thanks for watching.